For $3,000, you pay just $50 a month.
Come in, see the difference. Save thousands.
Beard's Diamonds, located at the St. John's Town Center.
The weather meter is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, you can get 5 years, 0 interest financing.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
Occasional bands of heavy and gusty showers and isolated thunderstorms as we see Isaias to our east and moving on by. Conditions improve this afternoon from south to north with highs in the upper 80s, a 6 on the WOKV weather meter. Clearing skies tonight in the low 70s, partly sunny, hot again for tomorrow and Wednesday with some scattered afternoon thunderstorms. Highs reach the mid-90s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish for 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic.
If you're making your way through the north side on 95 southbound, it's a speed limit drive and you're moving on just fine. From State Road 200 and Yulee down to the Beltway will take you just 10 minutes. From there, merging onto the East Beltway southbound and heading for Ocean Way, it's a similar story, and there are no incidents to report. From the 95 ramps down to Heckscher will take you just 6 minutes. From the 104.5 WOKV First Alert Traffic Center, I'm Hannah Guile.
Now, the 3 big things you need to know.
Isaias is expected to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane before making landfall along the Carolina coastline later today. It passed by Jacksonville's latitude around 8 a.m., some 100 miles to the east. An update on the missing 9-month-old out of Jacksonville's west side sheriff's office confirming over the last hour that Noah Sims has been located safe. Thousands of people have been told to evacuate as a massive Southern California wildfire continues to grow. The Apple Fire burning in Riverside County about 80 miles east of L.A. It's 10:06. I'm Rex Jones.
Entertaining, never been so addicted to a show between 10 and 12. Informative.
Call people out no matter what they are, you hold them accountable. That's the Marquee Show.
First hour of the Mark K Show starts now.
Mark, I really want you to know that you have been a huge inspiration to me and you have made a major positive impact in my life that you don't even know. I sent you a DM on Instagram, so Mark, please check your DM. I would love to tell you about it sometime. You've made a very positive impact on my life, so I thank you very, very much for what you do.
Everybody trying to slide into my DMs. I know, I really appreciate it. It's great to hear that I had a positive impact for a change. That's always really nice. You know, the DMs again, we're not, they're not nice. 855-765-1045. Thank you so much for that. We really do appreciate it. And, we're just out here having fun, telling the truth, trying to entertain you, trying to keep you informed, trying to keep you going, and be that shoulder to cry on, be that person to boost you up, keep you optimistic about the future of this country, because we have a really bright future ahead of us. There's a lot of really good stuff that we should all be proud of and excited about, no matter what you hear or read in the media. For example, like one of the best things that we should all be celebrating today is this that Hurricane Isis or whatever it is. It basically is like it's like nothing. I mean, I came out here today. I brought my GoPro waterproof. I was going to go stand in the middle of all the torrential whatever. But it was like a big non-event. It's kind of. In fact, our Newsmax show, which premiered on Saturday, we were planning. My wife got all these like streamers and a bottle of champagne and stuff. We were going to have a big party at home. And my son's golf tournament, which was scheduled for Sunday, got moved to Saturday during the premiere of the show. Well, because they heard on the news, they heard from the meteorologist, which, I mean, look, I'm not saying anything about meteorology, but you think the coronavirus is a hoax? Meteorology? Come on, give me a break. So they moved the golf tournament to during the Newsmax premiere, and I was watching the premiere of our show from a golf cart while my son was warming up. Which, family first is my motto. But then Sunday, when there was like literally no water from the sky. And today, TikTok was still waiting. And hey, speaking of TikTok, did you hear that the president was going to cancel TikTok? And then Microsoft stepped in to buy it, so the president's now giving them 45 days. 45 days to reach a deal. So all you TikTok fanatics and all you TikTok fans that were panicking and petrified, and on Twitter, everyone just screaming bloody murder that your life was over. All of you millennials that are like, no, TikTok's got what in the world are we going to do? Don't worry, you got 45 days. And if I know Microsoft like I do, in the United States by Microsoft. So guess what happened? People are still wondering, what is the big friggin' deal with TikTok? You know, what is going on? Why is TikTok such a security threat? And basically because they're based in China, the Chinese company, they collect your data and they collect all this information when you sign up for an account. And then they're forced, like by law, they have to share any information that they collect with the Chinese government in Beijing. The communist Chinese government in Beijing gets your name, gets your email address, gets your telephone number, gets your age, gets your IP address, gets all that information, but that's not it. There's even more because TikTok will work with your phone and it will work with your GPS location and it will work with other apps. And they get all kinds of data on what's running on your phone, when it's running on your phone, where you are, what you're doing, what you're watching, the amount of screen time you have. It's just, they basically are tracking you through this app and all that information goes right to Beijing, goes right to the Chinese government. And if you think about it, the majority of TikTok users, and there's, hundreds of millions of them, are American teenagers. They're American teenagers. So if you have a teenager, or if you are a teenager, or if you're one of those people that thinks you're a teenager, but you're really not and you're on TikTok, the Chinese government pretty much knows everything about you. They know how to contact you. They know where you are, and they know what's going on your phone right now. And they are not a friendly group of individuals. They're not going to be like, hey, we know what's going on, but we're not going to tell anybody. No, they're going to use that information. They're definitely going to use that information to their advantage. So that's why the president, rightly so, here's the interesting thing about TikTok. Not a lot of people in politics and government are telling the president, they're not saying, President Trump, this is ridiculous. How can you ban TikTok? They're literally saying this is definitely a security risk to the United States of America. This is definitely a security risk to the people of the United States of America. This is something that we need to handle. However, with Microsoft willing to step in and purchase it, a couple of Republicans were like, look, can we give them a week? Can we give them like 45 days or something to work out a deal? And if they can work out a deal and if they can transfer TikTok to Microsoft, then the app will remain. However, all that information is there. Then Bill Gates is I'm going to be honest with you. I already thought Bill Gates knew everything about me. I already thought Bill Gates knew everything about me. I thought he knew how to track me and where my IP address was and all that. Every time I get in my car, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, my phone says it's 17 minutes to work because my phone knows where I'm going because I get in my car, they track me on the GPS, they know where I'm going because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and they realize, oh, you must be going to work. Let's check the traffic for you. And then at noon, when I get back in my car, they're like, here's how long it's going to take you to get home because they know everything about me. So maybe it's too late for me, but we'll be tracking that story as well. If TikTok doesn't come to an agreement with Microsoft, then all bets are off. All bets are off. It's going to be banned here in the United States. All right, now speaking of, you know what? I wanted to, before we get into Joe Biden's vice presidential search, we have a secret sound today, which is, we don't get these often, but I wanted to play a little Mark Case secret sound today. So let me see if I can slow the intro for it. Oh, here it is.
Mark K's secret sound.
There goes Mark Case secret sound. It works thusly. I will share with you a sound. All you have to do is call in and correctly identify what that sound is. 855-765-1045 is our number, or you can dial **1045 on your cell phone. 855-765-1045, or dial **1045 on your cell phone. If you think you know what today's Mark Case secret sound is. Hannah, you ready? Want to take a crack at this?
All right, let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Listen carefully. This is today's secret sound. Call in if you know what it is. Here we go. Here, turn the radio. Tell them to be quiet.
But here's the thing, I already know what it is.
Okay, well, no, you know what it is.
Do you want me to give a fake guess?
No, I don't want you to give any guesses. I just want you to go. What part of don't give a fake guess? Listen carefully. Here it is one more time, okay? All right. If you think you know that, if you want to play, and you think you can correctly identify that sound, give us a buzz. 855-765-1045 or **1045, and the first person that correctly identifies that, we don't